Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. If you didn't already, I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes. I'm sorry I'm touching my hair so much. It keeps sticking up and I don't know why. But anyway, today in this video, I'm going to do another story time video. Excuse me. Sorry, something just happened. But anyway, today in this video, I'm going to tell you guys a story about how I was volunteering with two different people who both decided they wanted to go shopping rather than volunteering, which is what we were supposed to be doing. So this is a story just to let you guys know that it's never okay to shop when you're working at a job or volunteering at a store, because it shows you're not really interested in the work. It shows you rather go shopping at the store. Or if you want to go buy something, you either have to wait till you take a break or wait till you're done working, because you don't want to shop while you're working, because it's just never a good thing and it shows that you just don't want to work there. So I'm going to get started and I hope you guys enjoy the video. First story. So this one started about 9 years ago. We go to a city to volunteer at this local thrift store. And we get there, we sign in, because they had us sign in when we were volunteering. And we start working at the store. And one of our jobs is to check the clothing rack and make sure the clothes are not falling off the hangers and all the clothes are in the right sections on the rack. Like the small stuff is in the small stuff, the extra small stuff is in the extra small. So the small stuff is in the small section, the extra small stuff is in the extra small section, the medium stuff is in the medium section, the large stuff is in the large section, and the extra large stuff is in the extra large section. So we go to the clothing racks and start organizing the clothes and then checking the clothes on the hangers to make sure they're not falling off any of the hangers. And as we're working, my friend who I'm going to call Shop One, just because she wanted to go shopping by accident while we were working, and she is organizing the clothes rack in the baby section. And suddenly she notices this adorable set of footsie pajamas and she's so intrigued. She goes, "Oh my gosh, these are so cute. I have to get them." And my other friend, the supervisor, and I all get confused as we watch Shop One walk away with the set of footsie pajamas that she just took off the rack. And she walks away, and I guess she went to go get her wallet, because I saw her coming back with her wallet. And she decides to take the baby clothes to the counter and starts buying them right while we're volunteering. And she opens the wallet and gives the cashier money. And we wait for Shop One to get back so we can finish the rest of our job, because we just couldn't do anything else without her help. So Shop One comes back with the baby clothes she had just bought. And she's like, "These are so cute. I'm so excited I bought these." And the supervisor kindly reminds Shop One, she goes, "Shop One, that was really nice of you to buy those for your niece, but we're here to volunteer. We are not supposed to be shopping while we're volunteering." So Shop One suddenly remembers what we're doing. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And we were like, "That's okay." And we were really nice about it, because we knew she didn't mean to try to go shopping while we were on the clock. So Shop One goes and puts the pajamas she had just bought by her backpack so she wouldn't forget them, and comes back and starts helping us in the thrift store. So I had her help me by giving her all the empty hangers. Me and my other friend had Shop One help us by giving her all the empty hangers so she can put them where they need to be. And we're all organizing the clothes, making sure they're in the right section. And the supervisor also helps, and we're all working together and having a good time volunteering at the thrift store, doing our job and making sure we get it done, since we took a little while because we had that little distraction and we felt kind of bad. And shop one was just a huge help, putting the empty hangers away while we were all organizing the clothes and putting them in the right section. So once we were finished, shop one apologized to everybody for accidentally going shopping while we were all working. And we told her that's okay. We knew she didn't mean it because she just got distracted and ended up wanting to buy something while we were working, which I can totally understand. I mean, it is quite tempting to want to go buy things when you're working in a store, but then when you're working in a store, you have to remember you can either shop on your break or shop when you're done working. I just don't know why she just decided to go buy something while we were working. So sadly, the next week, they decided not to let shop one volunteer at the thrift store because of the incident of her wanting to go shopping while we were working, which I was super disappointed with because she was really fun to work with and she was a huge help with carrying the empty hangers or the clothes rack. But she did definitely learn her lesson about how important it is to work and then shop later when you want to go shopping. So the moral of the story is, when you see something you want to buy while you're working, you can put it by your stuff so you can purchase it later. Don't buy it while you're working because it shows you're not really interested in the job. Because when you go to a job or a volunteer site to work, you're there to do your job at a store. You're not there to be a customer and go shopping. And I understand it can be quite tempting because there's so many cute things you may want to buy. But if you want to buy something, you can always take it to the back and then pay for it later and put it with your stuff. Just don't go shopping while you're on the clock working. It just shows that you can't be employed or volunteering there without wanting to have a temp to go shopping while you're working. Story number 2, moving on. So we're going to call this person Shop 2, just because he also showed that he was more interested in shopping than working. So this one started about 4 years ago. I went to this local thrift store. This is a different local thrift store rather than the one I was just talking about in the first story. I went to this local thrift store. It was a really big thrift store, and there was a lot for us to do, a lot for us to clean and everything. And we were working in the thrift store, and we go into the store, we sign in. It was me, a supervisor, and Shop 2. Like I said, his name's Shop 2 in this story because he also was more interested in shopping rather than working. And it was just only 3 of us just because they didn't need that much help. And this was a job training thing for like practicing getting an actual job. And we were volunteering at the thrift store, and everything goes pretty swell. We take the garbage they had in the back to the dumpster they had in the back of the store. And they had a lot of trash for us to empty, so that took us quite a while. And we were volunteering at that store for about 2 hours, so it took us maybe 20 minutes because there was so much garbage to empty. And we're in the store, we start going around and dusting. So then Shop 2 notices the CD he really wants to buy, and he's so excited, and he goes, I want to go buy this CD. And suddenly the supervisor goes, you can't buy that right now, we're supposed to be working. And so she's reminding him not to go shopping while we're working, and he was really intrigued by the CD. He goes, but I really want to buy it. And the supervisor says, you can buy it later. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So the supervisor tells Shop 2 he can buy a CD later, but Shop 2 is like, but I really want to buy it. And she goes, you're supposed to be working. You shouldn't be shopping while we're working. And he goes, okay. So as we're working and dusting the thrift store, Shop 2 is carrying his CD around the entire time, and he keeps starting to go around and shoving it in people's faces, and he's not really helping me dust, and we're supposed to be working. He goes around shoving it in almost every person's face, and then he shoves it right in my face, and I'm getting a little annoyed because I'm trying to work. He goes, "Oh, look at my new CD I bought him." So excited, and he starts kind of bragging about it, and I get kind of irritated because I can't focus with him shoving the CD in my face, and then I go, "Stop shoving the CD in my face," and I accidentally yelled pretty loud, but I don't think anybody else in the store heard me, but I felt like I personally yelled really loud. But I was just getting irritated because I was trying to work and I couldn't focus with him distracting me. So the supervisor walks over after she hears me yelling at Shop 2, and she goes, "It's okay, calm down. He's just excited to buy his CD and he wanted to show it to you." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I felt kind of bad snapping at Shop 2, but I was getting really irritated with him shoving the CD in my face. So I politely apologized to Shop 2 for being rude, and he was really nice about it, and he said, "That's okay." So I just continued on doing with what I'm doing. After I'm done dusting, I go and start organizing the clothes. Shop 2 is so busy carrying his CD around, he's not even really working like he's supposed to. He's just like playing with the clothes and looking at his CD while he's playing with the clothes. And he keeps like showing it to other people in the store, which is kind of weird. And so the supervisor notices this and walks over to Shop 2 and tells him, "I understand you're excited to buy the CD, but can you please put that down so you can use both your hands and start working because I've been seeing you carry that CD around and you don't seem to be really working." And he goes, "Okay." So Shop 2 doesn't think, accidentally sets his CD down in the middle of the store on a table where somebody can grab it, mistaking it for being for sale, and continues to work, and he's starting to be a bit more helpful now that he's not carrying the CD around. Like, he's organizing the clothes, helping me clean up the children's section that has a bunch of kids books, kids movies, and kids toys in there. And he's also helping me organize the shoes and put them neatly and everything. And everything's starting to go pretty well. But after another hour of volunteering, Shop 2 goes to grab his CD, and then he notices it's not on the table where he had left it. And he goes, "My CD is missing. My CD is missing." And the supervisor and I are like, "Where did you leave it?" And he goes, "I left it right here on the table." And he left it on the table that was in the middle of the store where somebody could grab it and mistake it for being for sale. And the supervisor's like, "Why did you leave it there instead of by your stuff?" And he goes, "You told me to put it down so I can volunteer." And she said, "I meant put it down by your stuff so you can volunteer." And he goes, "Somebody stole my CD." And we were trying to tell Shop 2 that nobody had stole a CD. He left it where somebody could see it, mistaking it for being for sale. And then somebody took it and bought it by accident because he left it where somebody could grab it. And he keeps complaining about it. And we're trying to explain to him that nobody had stolen his CD. He left it where somebody could grab it. So he walks away, walks over to the owner of the store and complains that somebody had taken his CD. And he goes, "I was going to pay for it." And the lady was like, "I'm sorry, we can't do anything, blah, 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 blah." And he goes, "Do you have another one of that?" And they didn't know the name of the CD, and they couldn't help him because he didn't know the name of the CD. And so he starts complaining that somebody had took his CD, and claims it was his, even though he was going to pay for it. So the supervisor walks over, apologizes to the store owners, and takes Shop 2 away from the store owners and has a chat with him. And she tells him, "That was not your CD. Even though you were going to buy it, you didn't pay for it, so you can't claim it's your CD." He goes, "Yeah, but I was going to buy it." And the supervisor tells him that even though he was going to buy it, he should have left the CD by his stuff like she had told him to, and he wouldn't have the problem of missing his CD. And he should have thought about where he set his CD down before before someone could take it, blah, 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 blah. And because the CD is nowhere to be found, you can't complain to the store owners that somebody took your CD, even though it's not yours and you didn't pay for it, blah, 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 blah. Even though you were planning on buying it, you can't, buying it, there's no way you could pay for it now because you don't have it anymore, blah, 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 blah. Blah, and because you left it where somebody could grab it, mistaking it for being for sale, there's no way you can get it back. And she tells him this, so he finally stops complaining. And I'm super relieved because I was getting annoyed because he was just driving me crazy, bragging about his CD and then complaining about his CD after he was planning on buying it, and then someone took the CD, mistaking it for sale, and he claimed somebody stole it, but nobody stole it. They took it and bought it because it was left on the table and he didn't leave it by his stuff like he should have done. So I was super relieved because I was just getting annoyed listening to him complain, and he finally starts to get back to work and starts helping me clean up the kids area and all the kids books and everything, which is a good thing because honestly, he was kind of like driving me crazy, complaining about his CD being stolen and bragging about his CD he was planning on buying. And I was super relieved that the supervisor explained that even though he was planning on buying the CD, there was no way they could get it back and he can't claim it's his because he didn't buy the CD yet. Yeah, and he left it where somebody could grab it, mistaking it for sale, and how it's his own fault, and he should have left it by his stuff where he could grab it and pay for it later. And I was glad she got him to stop complaining because I was getting irritated. So the moral of the story is when you want to buy something after working, leave it by your stuff. Don't leave it out in the middle of the store because someone can mistake it for being for sale and grab it and buy it, even though you were planning on buying it. And even though you were planning on buying the item and you didn't pay for it yet, you still can't claim it's yours because someone else can also get it and buy it and it ends up being theirs, but you can't claim something is yours unless you actually pay for it. So if you want to buy a certain item and you're worried about it getting bought before you leave, you should always leave the item with your stuff so then you can pay for it when you're finished. Don't leave it out in the open of the store where somebody can grab it and mistake it for being for sale. So those were my frustrating thrift store stories. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!